Good morning to all. In our last class, we have discussed about the presence of 5 hydroxyl group. So now this is the last reaction. We are going to discuss about the presence of one primary alcoholic group. First, we are going to take an glucose. So this is our glucose. We are going to do the oxidation now. We have taken an nitric acid. So by using nitric acid, we are doing an oxidation. Okay. So in this oxidation, so we know that this is an aldehydic group. This is an alcoholic group. If you do the oxidation, that is a strong oxidizing agent. Both of them will be converted as carboxylic acid group or carboxyl group. Like this. So the name of this compound is a saccharic acid. Now, further this reaction we are going to do as we are going to consider an gluconic acid. This is our gluconic acid. In this, you can observe only primary alcoholic group is there. Only primary alcoholic group is there. Aldehyde group already been converted as a carboxylic acid. So if you do the oxidation with gluconic acid, so then also you are going to get the product as saccharic acid itself. That means that it consists of primary alcoholic group. That primary alcoholic group is being converted as a carboxylic acid group. So here we have secondary alcoholic group. The secondary alcoholic group is not being converted. Only aldehydic group as well as primary alcoholic group is being converted. So without aldehydic group, if you take also, then also you are getting saccharic acid. That means that so there is an presence of one primary alcoholic group. So it indicates the presence of primary alcoholic group. So in explanation, you can write it as on oxidation with the nitric acid, both glucose and gluconic acid both going to give rise to an saccharic acid. The formation of saccharic acid in both the oxidation reaction indicates that there is a presence of one primary alcoholic group. Now, so further moving on to, so we have come across with all these things. That is, we have proved now there is an aldehydic group, there is 4 secondary alcoholic group and 1 primary alcoholic group, and all of them are bonded to one another. All the 6 carbon atoms bonded to one another in a straight chain. So this is what we have already discussed. Now we are going to write the structure, how these are bonded and how the structure is, and that is called as open chain structure. Open chain structure of glucose. Open chain structure of glucose. We shall see how we are going to write this one. And this exactly, that is nothing but, so when you consider the glucose, so what are 6 carbon atoms are there? So these 6 carbon atoms when you consider, so we have 1 carbon at the end. We have 1 carbon at the end and 1 more carbon at the end. So this is 4 carbon atoms in the middle. So if you check that one, you'll be getting a 4 chiral carbons. So I'll teach you how, I'll show you how 4 chiral carbons it is going to form. So 4 chiral carbon atoms are there. So we have a formula to check the stereoisomeric forms. 4 chiral carbons are there. So we have a formula 2 to the power of n, which gives the, so what is n? N is 4. So what is N? I'll write it here. N is nothing but number of chiral carbon. Number of chiral carbon. So glucose has 4 chiral carbon. So because of which, so we are going to get a 16 stereoisomeric forms. Or we can also write it as 8 pairs of enantiomers. 8 pairs of enantiomers. What is this enantiomers? Already you have studied. Already you have studied in haloalkenes. So that is nothing but enantiomers are nothing but 2 non-superimposable mirror images. 16 are there. So it forms an 8 pairs of that one. That is called as 8 pairs of enantiomers. So now this open chain structure, it has been given by Fischer, a scientist called Fischer. So it has been called as a Fischer projection formula. How he has given or what he has given is, so he has given an spatial arrangement. So we have in glucose, so OH groups. So 4 carbons in the middle, we have OH groups. All those OH groups doesn't comes to the left side or right side of the carbon atom. The spatial arrangement of those OH groups are very, very important in deciding the nature of that particular compound. So that's why Fischer has given a spatial arrangement. So the exact spatial arrangement of different OH groups was given by a German scientist called Fischer, and he got Nobel Prize for this Nobel Prize for this work, and that was in the year 1902, and that has been called as Fischer projection formula. Whatever the structure he has given, we are going to name that one as Fischer projection formula for glucose. So we shall write that one, how it is being given. We shall start writing that one, and we'll write for saccharic acid and gluconic acid also. Okay. So we have an aldehydic carbon. Total how many carbons? 6 carbons. It is hexaaldose. 6th one we know. 6th one is CH2OH. Okay. So this is our first carbon. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. Now, so first carbon, 2nd carbon, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. 6 carbon atoms we have. So now OH group has to be decided. So you can make out 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 carbon atoms in the middle. So these 4 carbon atoms are consisting or nothing but they are secondary alcoholic carbons. So observe properly. This 5th carbon OH group is towards this side. Likewise 4th carbon also OH group is towards this side. Now 3rd carbon atom OH is in the opposite side. For the 2nd carbon atom, if you check, the OH group again on the opposite side. Okay, so observe properly. Only OH groups I had written. 1st carbon and 6th carbon, it is fixed. 4th and 5th same. 3rd is opposite to it, and 2nd is opposite to the 3rd one. But when you observe the 2nd, 4th and 5th, the OH group on the same side, you can observe. The 2nd, 4th and 5th are OH groups are oriented on the same side, and that is towards the right side, and 3rd carbon atom OH is oriented or OH is present on the left side. So that is what you need to remember. That is how you need to remember. So this is what the important thing is. C2, C4 and C5. OH is present towards the right side, and C3 OH is present towards the left side. So remaining hydrogens we need to fill. Here it is hydrogen. Once again here it is hydrogen. Here also hydrogen. And here also hydrogen. Okay. So you can observe now chirality of the carbon atom. This is one carbon with one side hydrogen, another side OH, one side CHO, and other side all these things. That means that so the carbon atom is bonded to 4 different groups. So we can mark this one as an chiral carbon. Okay. Likewise, this one will check third carbon atom H, OH. This side we have this group and this side we have these many groups. So that means that all four groups are different. So we can say that it is an chiral carbon once again. When you consider this one, so we have hydrogen, we have OH, we have this groups at this side and this groups at this side. You can observe this is different group and these are different groups. Here it has CHO group, here it has CH2OH group, entirely different. That means that this is also an chiral carbon. Of course, this is an chiral carbon again. Okay. So 4 chiral carbons are present. Now, why CHO group and CH2OH group is not an chiral carbon? CHO group is not an chiral carbon. I mean CH2OH group is not an chiral carbon. That you can easily make out because CH2 group, when you consider CH2 group, so it is a C, OH one side, OH one side one hydrogen, another side another hydrogen. The remaining above it is 5 carbon atoms with OH group that you leave. But this carbon atom, this is 6th carbon I am writing. So 2 bonds are similar. It is hydrogen only. So that's why it is not an chiral carbon. Now when you consider CHO group, why it is not chiral is, so when you consider this one, when you consider the fact that CHO, it is C H, one side you have a carbon chain, leave that one, and in another side you have a double bond O. So when you consider the configurations, or when you are checking the chirality, we are going to take this one as 2 separate bonds. That is, even though it is a double bond, will be coming together. But when you are considering an chirality, when you are checking the chirality, it comes like this. So 2 groups are same. 2 bonds are towards the same oxygen atom. These groups are same, will consider. One side hydrogen, another side carbon chain it is. So that's why this is not a chiral carbon and this is also not an chiral carbon. I hope it is clear. So CHO group is not an chiral carbon, as well as 6th carbon, that is CH2OH, that is also not an chiral carbon. So now we are going to write the structure for, this is our glucose we had written. Now we are going to write the structure, open chain structure for gluconic acid. So that is gluconic acid already we have studied. We have, instead of aldehyde group, we have COOH group. That COOH group. Again, same thing, 6 carbon atoms. So make sure that when you are writing the structure, so don't write these bonds in between somewhere here. It is not a strict stick to fix wherever you want. It is not like that. The bond is between one of the carbon and with another carbon. So it should be in the same way, because whenever we are writing, we are mentioning everything in a chemical manner. So please understand those things and then write. Don't write whatever comes to your mind. Okay. Structures are very, very important and it speaks more than the explanation. So chemistry is entirely based upon the structures and reactions. So rather than, if you won't write explanation also, so but if you write a reaction and a structure properly, then that will be, the evaluators will be judging your paper based upon that one. So how much you have understood the concept, based upon that one we can come to know. So now it is how many carbons over? 5 carbons over. This is our 6th carbon. It is CH2OH. Same thing. So 5th carbon OH on the right side. 4th carbon on the right side. Likewise, the 2nd carbon on the right side. 3rd carbon OH is towards left side. Okay. First you fill this one, then you can easily fill the hydrogen atoms. Then you can, you need not to remember hydrogens. Wherever gaps are there, you can fill it, hydrogen. And this is our gluconic acid. Gluconic acid. Okay. Likewise, we can also write the structure for saccharic acid also. Same thing, everything is same. So what only thing is we need to mention the instead of CH2OH group, we need to mention about the COOH group itself. COOH 3-4 times if you write, then you'll be you'll be getting the structure properly. And remember, glucose structure is very, very important. Based upon that one only we can remember the remaining structures. OH, this is the structure of saccharic acid. So we have discussed about the open chain structure. Next we are moving on to the next topic, that is configuration of monosaccharides. So how these are I said the stereoisomeric forms and all. So how this has been named exactly, because we have many structures, so that's why. So configuration of monosaccharides. Configuration of monosaccharides. So in this the full correct name of that glucose is so D plus glucose it is. The full name of glucose is D plus glucose. This is just a hyphen and this is also an hyphen. D plus glucose. It will be read as D plus glucose it is. So we know that glucose is optically active. It is an optically active substance. So we have D here. Likewise, we have the enantiomeric form. The enantiomeric form of this one. If you consider we know that all these forms have enantiomeric forms. So the enantiomeric form of this one will be L minus glucose. So that is DL plus minus. Okay. So that is nothing but both are, you can make out that. So both are opposite. D is opposite to L and plus is opposite to minus. So what are these are opposite forms, that is non-superimposable mirror forms there. So that's why the structure also will be almost almost opposite to them. So first we shall see that what is this plus and minus stands for, and D and L stands for. So D and L doesn't stands for dextrorotatory and levorotatory. So D and L means it is not dextrorotatory and levorotatory. It is the different thing. I'll explain that one. But plus and minus. So this plus sign indicates dextrorotatory. Plus is dextrorotatory, minus is levorotatory. Dextrorotatory and levorotatory. What is this dextrorotatory and levorotatory? Already we have seen. So the substance, here it is a glucose is the substance. The substance we are going to consider, the glucose we are going to consider, and a plain polarized light. We have taken a plain polarized light. I'll explain that procedure also. So this is, let us consider this is what are the plane polarized light we are going to take. So that plane polarized light, or you can also mention plane polarized light in this way also. So that is only one direction it has. So this light is made to pass through the substance containing. So let us consider we have taken a glucose here. This light is made to pass through the glucose solution, and this light, so originally it is like this. Originally this is in this direction. But after passing through the glucose, so this is going to, that light is going to show the deviation like this. That is nothing but it has been rotated. The light is going to be rotated. So we can say that, so what a glucose is rotating the light towards its right side. So it is rotating the light. We can see the rotation towards the right side. That rotation towards the right side, if it is there, then it is mentioned as dextrorotatory, and we are going to write the symbol as a plus or small d it is. Okay, so here why we are mentioning plus and why not d is already one d is there. So once again, if you are mentioning the dextrorotatory also in the form of d, then you'll get confused. So that's why we are going to use the sign as a plus here. Suppose if the same if some other substance is in it is also same thing, it is rotating. So plane polarized light, it has rotated towards the right side. It has rotated the, it has rotated the plane polarized light not towards right, towards left side it is. So it has shown the rotation towards left side. Then such kind of substances, here the substance is named as dextrorotatory, not this light, remember. So the plane polarized light is made to pass through the glucose. So we can write here, it is an plane polarized light. This is in short I am explaining because you have already studied this one in your haloalkane chapter. This is in short only for how much it is required here. So glucose or any substance, if it is being made to pass, the plane polarized light is made to pass through the substance. If it rotates the plane polarized light towards right, then it is plus or dextrorotatory. If it is towards the left side, then it is mentioned as a minus or small l. Okay, and the name is levorotatory, and this is what is dextrorotatory is. I hope it is clear. Levorotatory and dextrorotatory, that is what plus and minus sign indicates. This you cannot assign by looking at the structure. You can assign this one only by conducting this experiment. Only by conducting this experiment only you can assign plus and minus to the compound. Next, we'll move on to D and L form. This D and L form, so you can observe here capital D and capital L. So that is not dextrorotatory and levorotatory, that is different. So we are going to discuss that one now. So we have a compound that is CHO, CH2OH, that is a monosaccharide with only 2 carbon atoms. The monosaccharide with only 2 carbon atoms. So observe properly. It has a hydrogen here and OH this side. Okay. Likewise, we have kept a mirror. And what is this monosaccharide called with only 3 carbon atom? We are going to name that one as glyceraldehyde. This is what the compound called as glyceraldehyde. Okay. So we have kept a mirror here. We have kept a mirror here. So mirror image, we are going to write this side. CHO, CH2OH, H this side, and OH this side. I hope it is clear. So observe properly. So we have OH towards the right side, and then this compound, the mirror image of this one. So this is also glyceraldehyde only, but OH is towards the right side here. It is towards the left side. And what is that carbon is? What is this carbon? Observe, four bonds you check, OH this side, H this side, CH2OH this side, and CHO this side. That means that this is an chiral carbon. That is an chiral carbon. Likewise, if you consider this one also, this is also an chiral carbon. So the chiral carbon containing OH on the right side is mentioned as a D form. It is mentioned as a D form. I hope it is clear. So the chiral carbon where OH group is on the right side, then it is called as a D form, and OH group, chiral carbon, OH group on the left side is called as a L form. This dextro is nothing but right, levo is nothing but left. So remember that one. D is stands for dextro. Rotatory is different again. Dextro means right. Dextro means right, and L stands for levo. Levo means left. Left side. Okay. So that right side indicates D and left side indicates L. So here only 3 carbon atoms were there. This is the chiral carbon we have mentioned. But when you come to glucose, we have 6 carbon atoms. In that which in 6 carbon atoms, 4 carbon atoms are chiral there. So which chiral carbon you need to consider is the last but one. The last chiral carbon atom which is present in the compound. Last chiral carbon. Remember, we are going to check for D and L. For last chiral carbon, we are going to check. So when you consider glucose structure, when we are writing the glucose structure, let me write that glucose structure here. So we have CHO group, C, and it is CH2OH. So we have OH here. This carbon also OH this side only. Third carbon OH is this side. Second carbon it becomes. So OH is towards right side. Okay. The remaining all hydrogen atoms will fill that one also. This is hydrogen, hydrogen. This is hydrogen. This is also hydrogen. So observe last carbon when you check. So this is our numbering also will do it. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 6 carbon atoms. Which is the last chiral carbon. So this is also chiral carbon. This is also chiral. This is also chiral. And this is also chiral. This is our last chiral carbon. So when you consider the last chiral carbon, when you observe the last chiral carbon, where is the OH group? OH group is towards the right side. That means that it is a D-glucose. It is an D-glucose. This is a glucose. So last chiral carbon, OH is towards right side. So it is D-glucose here. I hope it is clear. And from the experiments, from the studies, we have made it clear that D plus glucose it is. That is nothing but glucose is going to rotate the plane polarized light towards the right side. So it is D plus glucose it is. I hope it is clear. So we can write the full name of this one, that is or D hyphen plus glucose. So D and L we can write it, or we can understand that one, or we can assume that one by using the structure. But plus and minus sign, that is dextrorotator, it is optical activity there. Plus and minus sign has to be assigned by by conducting the experiment itself, not by just looking at the structure. You cannot assign that one. So you need to remember that one as it is. I hope it is clear. So here also we can assign the name for this one. So this is, so you can assign that one as D plus glyceraldehyde. It is not that whenever we'll get D, it will be plus only. Don't think in that way. It is D plus glyceraldehyde and it is L minus glyceraldehyde. L minus glyceraldehyde. I hope it is clear.